Good morning for Defiance students, staff, community members, faculty. We welcome you this morning. We're going to be sharing so much information and opportunity and goodwill and blessings with you. We are currently practicing social distancing, 6 feet apart, no more than 10 people in a group. There's only 4 of us here. However, for this 11 minutes, I'm going to ask that you please forgive us. I'm going to invite Mr. Shaw and Mr. Farthing to come in less than 6 feet only for this opportunity so that we can all be in this video together as part of this opportunity to share with you. Good morning, everybody. Thank you, Ms. Lawrence, for helping facilitate this opportunity. Our purpose this morning is to hopefully put our students, especially our seniors, at ease, to let all of our families know that we have not forgotten about you. And I've got some prompts, so I'll be getting up at times. We're here on behalf of all members of the Fort's faculty and staff, so I hold their picture up as part of our remarks to you this morning. We will be gearing most of our props to our seniors, so please bear with us. Certainly, if you have any questions or concerns, you can contact us here at school. The office is open Monday through Friday, 8 to 3:30. Or you can email your guidance school counselors or an administrator. All of you remember the Indian Way. You see the Indian Way banner over Mr. Shaw's head. Together we build community and make a positive difference through tradition, respect, and responsibility. The first 2 words, together and community, certainly play out in these times. Who would have ever thought that March 13th be our last day of this school year together? So please know and be mindful that everything we're doing from this point forward through May 21st is all about our students. All of you remember our starfish story. I have my lanyard here, the starfish on it. Seniors, for 4 years we've talked about the faculty and your parents and everybody in our community saving you, the starfish. Well, now it's your turn to help save others. Hopefully everyone has moved on beyond the grieving process as part of the coronavirus, and you're now ready to reflect and look and see how this will make us all better people, stronger people, more helpful people, part of the solution, not part of the problem. That is truly the Indian way. So we want all of you to resolve to be better human beings coming out of this. Don't go back to the way we were. Don't, 2 days in to normalcy, forget what our new normal is. Let's all help together, like saving starfish, to create a new normalcy for each of us. All right, faculty here with Mr. Farthing and Mr. Shaw's help. For seniors, to let you know, first we have your diploma cover here. We are looking, seniors, at ways to help make graduation in these times as realistic and as possible. Mr. Farthing will be reaching out to you, and he'll talk to you a little bit about how we're going to do that. We will have some type of special graduation ceremony. We do need our central office, Dr. Bond's approval, so we can't give you specifics yet, but check your emails every day. You will be seeing one of these, hopefully on May 18th, which was our day to graduate. We also have the white gown. All of our seniors would have signed this gown when you picked up your graduation items in the auditorium. Obviously, that did not happen. If you've not picked them up, Holly Sidwell from Johnston's will be delivering them to you, mailing them to you. All of you at some point, somewhere, somehow will have the opportunity to sign this gown as seniors. Another prop that we have, Mr. Farthing and Mr. Shaw, if you all will unroll this and hold it up. Now, seniors, for a moment, I want you to look at your commitment to graduate banner. I want you to look at all the names on the banner, and rest assured that at some point, somehow, somewhere, all of us will have the opportunity to reflect back on your 4 years at Fort, our efforts to help you commit to graduate and your graduation. This is just one more reminder that all of that will happen. You can see that we still have tones, so we haven't forgotten about you. And the last thing I would like to say this morning, and then I'll say goodbye at the end. We do love you guys. We are thinking about you every day. The old saying, we always talk about being part of the solution or part of the problem. We want all of you to become part of the solution every day. But finally, I am currently wearing the Indian headband. And I think some of you know, maybe all of you know, that I will be retiring at the end of this year. I'll look back on all of you with fond memories, but I am going to pass the Indian headband to Mr. Shaw, who will become the new chief at Fort Defiance High School. Outstanding selection. He will continue to carry the torch the Indian way. So I'm turning it over to Mr. Shaw.
Thanks, boss. I am humbled by that opportunity. To students, seniors in particular, but to all students, your teachers are in contact with you now and trying to share with you a quarter of the year's material so that you don't drop completely from your education and we can take advantage of the time we have together. One of the blogs that I read on a daily basis is written by Dr. Tim Elmore, who's the author of a number of books based around habitudes. And this morning in particular, he talked about the great Black Plague in London in 1665 and the fact that that pandemic sent students at Cambridge University, including one Isaac Newton, home for a period of 2 years. Out of that time, Newton developed his theories about gravity, about optics, and the basis of what we know as calculus. We can look at this pandemic as an interruption to our lives, or we can look at it as an opportunity to do things that we haven't had a chance to do. I encourage you to take the time to unplug, spend some time in contemplation and thinking. Your day is not ruled by those tones that you just heard. It's your decision what you do with it. And we'd say over and over again, the choice is yours. You can make it a great thing, or you can choose just to vegetate for a while. That is not what we encourage you to do. We want you to make the best of this opportunity. Mr. Farthing's going to talk to you now about how we're going to be in touch with you, and your teachers are in touch with you all week, this week, and every week moving forward until what would be the end of school on May 21st.
Thank you, Mr. Shaw. So, students, we miss you. Our school is just not the same when you're in a building without students. We wish you could be here. We live in this crazy time, and we're all going to get through this together, like Mr. Wynn said. So, your school counselors are in the process of reaching out to you, whether it's through phone or email, particularly seniors at first. Man, we just adore you. You know, when we started this journey with you in 9th grade, who could have imagined that this is how your senior year would end? So, we're in the process of trying to reach out to you through phone and email just to check in on you, make sure everything's going okay, but also to get some feedback from you based on what your plans are once you finished with us now, and what your options are, what your ideas are, ways that we can try to celebrate you with this pandemic situation that we're all facing. So, you know, the Indian way is all about getting student feedback, and we want to hear from you. So please, please, please be checking your school email. I know you're probably getting a lot of emails from teachers. Now the counselor is going to be sending some emails as well, but that's our main way of getting in touch with you. Trust me, if we could go door to door and see you, we would, because we love you. We just want to be a part of your life in this important journey of high school. So please be checking your email. We're going to send you a survey that we want you to fill out. It's going to tell us what your plans are once you leave us. We're going to send you this survey to get some feedback of what what you envision of ways that we can celebrate you once everything is clear and we can all get back together as one and celebrate as family. So again, just want to let you know from the school counselors, from Ms. Crabtree, from Ms. Stevens, Ms. Goodlow, Ms. Lane, Ms. Arrett, all of us, all your teachers, we love you, we adore you, we wish you could be in the building with us. Work with us, you work with us as well. Patience and flexibility, that's all we can do in order to try to get through this pandemic together.
Thank you, Mr. Farley. Mr. Talk. Teamwork is dream work, and we certainly want the message today to be that we want our students to always be first and foremost in our minds, families, seniors, parents, the Fort community as part of the Indian Way. We do want to seriously look at some new senior traditions with the class of 2020. We will be offering seniors the opportunity as part of the survey that Mr. Farthing is sending out to the school counselor office to give honorary diplomas to one staff member or teacher in your entire educational career of 13 years, 14 years. If you were in preschool that has had the most impact on your life, we will design a diploma inside of a diploma cover for you to give to that one person. That's one new tradition. We're also looking at some other things. First and foremost, please continue to be safe, practice social distancing, practice no more than 10 people together. Take it seriously. The more that we all take it seriously and do what we're supposed to do, the sooner it'll be over. So again, we love you guys. We miss you. Our hearts and thoughts are with all of you. Take care and remember, together we build community the Indian way.
This is a really weird, confusing, difficult, frustrating time for all of us. I think every one of us in the last few weeks has had our lives disrupted. We've had our schedules changed. I think we've read things that have maybe freaked us out. Some of us don't know how to cope with just the things that are going on, so we've chosen to be funny with it and make light of what's happening because we don't really know how to process it. I think if you're watching this video right now, you probably feel a lot like all of us. You feel confused, you don't know what to do, and maybe there's this weird sense of uncertainty that you have. And I know that we're all feeling that way. But before we panic, before we freak out, before everybody loses their mind and buys all the toilet paper, I just want to take a second and maybe just pause. Let's just pause for a second and think about what this moment that we're all going to experience, whether we want to or not, is going to give us. It's going to give us something. Yes, it's going to take something. Yes, we're all going to experience loss. Yes, this is going to be difficult. I don't want to downplay any of that for a moment. But what I want to talk about for a second is there might be something that we can learn and something that we can gain from all of this. If you're new to this show, if you've never seen me sit on this crate and talk, what this show was designed to do was it was designed to talk to kids in the classroom, where we talk about topics like success, we talk about topics like finishing well, about loving on each other, about courage and following your passions and being a good human. And the reason that we created this show was to have conversations in the classroom. And for a lot of you, that classroom is about to change. We're all going to experience this weird shift and this weird transition, but I don't think that we need to walk into this thing terrified. I don't think we need to walk into this thing scared. I don't think we need to walk into this thing looking at what we're going to lose. But I just want us to take a moment and think for a second. In the midst of what we're losing, I think there's an opportunity for us to try and gain something different, to try and gain something new. I mean, all you parents out there, think about it. Think about how many nights you've scrambled your kid from one practice to the next. You've left something 10 minutes early to get to something 10 minutes late because your kids are flying from activity to activity, and all of a sudden, in a moment, now they're just going to be at home. So maybe this is your chance to really have some of these conversations with your kids that you've always wanted to have. For you young people who are watching this, for you students, maybe this is a chance for you to get to know your siblings better, a chance for you to get to know your parents better. This is an opportunity for you to get to know yourself better. I really think that all of us have a chance to gain something from this, but I want us to be mindful. I want us to be mindful of all of the young people out there who are going to experience things in ways that we can't fathom. There are around 4.5 million homeless young people in the United States of America. There are almost 30 million students who get food from school daily. That's where they eat during the week. And that's something that we all have to figure out how we're going to solve. That's a problem that all of us need to find a solution to. I want you to take a moment and think about some of your classmates. Some of your classmates who maybe don't fit. Some of your classmates who maybe sit by themselves. I want you to think for a moment about some of those students at your school that maybe they don't fit. Maybe they sit alone at the lunch table every day. Maybe you've walked past them in the halls a million times and you've always wondered what their story was, but you never took the time to find out. And now they're just going to be at home. And I want you to understand, there are a lot of you watching this. I know that you're going to be forced to be at home right now, and that's a place you work really, really hard to not have to be. And so I want you all to understand that this now is a moment more than any other time where we need to be a community. And maybe you don't understand why everyone's calling school off, and maybe you don't understand why everyone's being quarantined. Here's what you have to understand. We're doing this because we care about the people around us. We're staying away from each other because we love each other. This whole idea of flattening the curve, what you need to understand, maybe you've made light of this whole thing. Here's what you need to understand. You need to understand that if we all got sick at the same time, the healthcare system couldn't handle it. But if we all got sick over time, we might have a shot at handling this. So one of the best things you can do for your community is self-quarantine. One of the best things you can do for your community is stay at home. Listen, it would be easy for all of us just to sit back and start binge watching all of our favorite shows. It would be easy for you to sit there and just scroll on TikTok mindlessly. It would be easy for you to read every single news report that comes out about what is happening and what you're going to do about it and how crazy things are going to get. That's easy. Anybody can do that in this time. But what takes grit, what takes heart, what takes compassion, what takes leadership, what takes empathy is choosing to use this time to find a way to impact the people around you. Come up with something that you can do to come out of this with something tangible and practical to say, I did a good thing with my time. I did something I'm proud of. Nobody wants to look back at this time and wish that they would have done something to make their community better. Nobody wants to look back at this time and regret being lazy and bitter and angry at something that we couldn't control. Every one of us has a chance as an individual to use this as a time to grow as an individual. We all have a chance to use this to try to love and make our communities a little bit better. We as a nation have an opportunity to come together, put our differences aside for a moment, and just love on each other. And to all you adults out there watching this, think about what you say. Think about what you talk about in front of your kids. Think about the things that you do on your timelines as well, because everyone's paying attention to everyone now. We're all going to be looking at the same things, paying attention to the same stories, doing the same kind of stuff. My challenge for us is this. Let's not stay rooted in negativity. Let's not stay rooted in bitterness. Let's not stay rooted in frustrations. Let's find a way to stay rooted in hope. Let's find a way to stay rooted in optimism. I think we all need to try to find a way to stay rooted in love.